Okay, we got another update. As you can see, a giant loaf of bread on wheels. I think I'm gonna call it the Wonder Bread. Giant loaf of white bread on wheels. But it's no longer stuck in the garage. So it runs. All that stuff. And I cannot remember what I've been filming and what I haven't been filming. But it all works. I'm pretty sure the last thing I showed you guys was just electric taping and getting all the wiring nonsense under the hood taken care of. That's all good, tightened up. I drove it around, nothing shorted out, no fuses blew that I can see of. The main stuff worked. I topped off the radiator with antifreeze and water. We're gonna flush and fill that. The power steering, I had to fill that up. I'm gonna check all the fluids, transfer case, diffs, all that stuff. But what I noticed here, you can see the exhaust pipe hanging out right there. It just dumps exhaust right out the back, and then it goes right in this this door, since it's not shut, since there is no handle on this door. So it doesn't shut. It's got a ratchet strap so it won't fly open when I'm driving. But I can't drive because the carbon monoxide is gonna kill me. Anytime I'm driving under acceleration, it comes out the back and goes right up into the cab. So I'm gonna try to fix this door, figure out what's going on there, and then we'll take it for a few more longer test runs to see. But I could tell that the thermostat did crack open. It didn't overheat. It was circulating fine. Just really dirty. So far so good. Keep moving on that. All right, here's what I picked up from the junkyard. A handle from a Suburban. I think it's the same as, you know, any of the other doors, but this one does have an actual handle here. So I got a lock because I'm missing one, and then this was some of the mechanism inside the door that I pulled from the junkyard as well, because I don't know what I'm missing really in here, but it's just a bunch of these screws. You got to take off all these things to remove it and to be able to get inside and access the door. There's one bolt for the door right in there, and there's another one over here on the inside to actually remove the handle. But let's open this bad boy up and we'll see what the deal is here. And then also, the previous owner, which I think this was smart, he removed this guy here, because without a door, if it shuts, then I don't know how he got it open, to be honest. So he took that off so that it couldn't shut itself. That's why I got the ratchet strap going on, but I have one of those sitting in there. So once I get the door actually working, I will put that back on. Okay, at first glance, all the panels are off, going into the hole. So this is what I see. I can tell you right here, this piece is connected to the automatic door locks. I can see the motor down there. That piece is connected to the key lock. I assume it's supposed to be in this hole. We'll figure that out. There's also a rogue down by my finger, one of those long things that probably is going to end up going into one of these holes. Once I figure that out, there's the hole that goes straight through to the door. Let me see if I can put my finger through there. See that? So there's supposed to be a button there. And here's my junkyard door. As you can see, there is a button, and it pushes this guy. So when this door handle is all hooked up, that button, I'm assuming, is just supposed to, supposed to just come through and push this. But I'll figure it all out. I'll mess around with it a little bit more, and I'll let you guys know what ends up happening. Okay, trying to show you. That's what the key does. It looks like it's supposed to move that arm over there. That one right there. Up or down, I don't know if that does or if it works. I'm not really concerned with the key lock. Again, unfortunately for you guys watching, this is gonna be a Gambler 500 vehicle, if you're familiar with that. Not all this stuff has to work. I just need this door. I would like the door not to fly open while I'm driving around. So I just need to get the door handle to work. I don't really care about the lock, but I do have a spare, you know, this part, which I grabbed from the junkyard, and it is the guy that is bolted in right over there, so that's the main mechanism going vertically up and down. That's what that is. And when I grabbed it, it did have all of these guys, these little plastic pieces that break all the time, and then your doors don't work anymore, which is what's happening here. They break off, and then all of, you know, these little things don't work anymore because they fall down without the plastic thing. It had all of them when I got it from the junkyard. I used them on the front door when I was messing with that. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna put the actual door in, and I'll hook up these other metal things, and I'll see if stuff actually moves. Woohoo! Check this out. So all the way down there in the bottom, look what I found. Bee nest or wasp nest. Broken plastic thing I was talking about. That's why all your doors fail on older cars. These crummy things. A spring. I almost want to say I remember there being a spring from the stuff I pulled from the junkyard. No idea though. I found the handle, the little button. It's supposed to be on my handle. And there's probably some more crap under there, but I don't really care. So, alright, check this out. Down here you've got, this is how it works. This thing is stationary, it doesn't move. It's this guy right here. When you shut the door, it, let me try to show you. Focus. This guy goes like, ooh. Alright, there's a lot of dirt in that one. It's supposed to go like that. And then this does not let your door open. If you look at it, it's like a little hook. This thing right here doesn't let the door open. And there's the, you know, these two little hooks on the top and the bottom. And I just noticed I've also got, you know, a top and the bottom. So I'm supposed to have two of these little hook guys, which luckily I got one from the junkyard when I was there, and the guy when I bought it had one. So I can put them both in. I don't know that I will. I might not. But it's basically essentially a big C. Here, let me show you. It's right here. This might help someone make a better video. Oh. Alright, here it is. This is the idea. It's actually just like this. This thing right here, same deal. It's gonna go like that. There's shims and spacers to make it the right height. But it goes like that, and it does the same thing up top here is what it looks like. It doesn't on the driver's side, but the passenger looks like it has another one of these guys that's supposed to go there. So, let's go back over here. This thing, these little clips, essentially, this guy's gonna get stuck in here. I guess I shouldn't have shut it. So this is like the door would be shut right now. And let me unlock it. Let's show you how it unlocks. Look at that guy right there. That stick poking down. There's also another one that runs the same way. This one runs to the top. There's one that runs to the bottom as well. They both need to be pulled. So if I had two hands, I would show you, but basically I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna pull it, and when I do, when I pull it, it'll allow me to, it'll flip this down, and that'll allow the door to open. It'll close, it'll open up this gap, and it'll allow it to open. So let me open it up and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I figured out how to do it with one hand. So I've got it back in the closed position. Take a look at that. I got my hand in here. I'm grabbing the one that I need, I hope. And then if you pull it, do you see that? I know you did because it's a camera. So that's when it shuts. And then when you pull, you push on the handle, it opens up. So now there's no longer, it's no longer closed there. So when I take this little guy, this is essentially bolted to the truck. Harley Davidson's driving by. But when you shut it, it's basically gonna go in here And as you slam the door, it's gonna push this back like that. Now your door is locked into place because this is bolted to your car. And then the second you push the handle, ooh, landed right on my toe. But that's the idea. That's how these old doors work. It's a bunch of these metal guys that attach to something like this. Another metal dude with holes and plastic things that hold them in. See, it's an angle. This is gonna go in those holes with a plastic thing around it to keep it from sliding out. And then when you push your handle, it just moves this back and forth, which pulls those rods up and down, which releases those things. And I know it's the exact same for Jeep Cherokees and Toyota 4Runners of this vintage. Same year, same style, everything's the same. So, kind of cool, but let me swap everything out now and try to fix it. So, of course, I'm missing a ton of these plastic pieces for this guy in here, because that's what happens. They just break and, you know, whatever. I don't have them, because the stuff I pulled from the junkyard I ended up using for the front door, which was also broken. So, I went to the passenger, well, I went to the driver second door. I already had the panel off. The lock was nowhere to be found, and this was like this. And I went in there and the locking mechanism was just kind of free floating except for one bolt sitting right here. So I unscrewed that, finger tight, and it still opens and closes. I can feel the locking mechanism in here. I will put a door panel on this at some point, and I'll just hope that it doesn't somehow lock itself. If it does, I just won't use that door. But the whole point of this is I need these guys. This back door is more important to me than that driver's side secondary door. So I'm gonna take these guys off here, and the door still works, just the locking mechanism doesn't. I should state that. I'm taking these dudes off here so that I can use them in all of these guys, those holes right there that you can see, so that all of my rods that open this door will not fail, hopefully. So I'm gonna borrow these from that door. I'm gonna put them in. And this is pretty straightforward. Here's the door from the junkyard. You can see a spring in there. It's right inside this hole, that horizontal slant. That's the spring that fell on the floor earlier. This thing this little rod, it honestly, the only thing it does is push against, there's a flat piece towards the top. I'm looking at it right now, it's blurry, but it's that piece right there. All that, it just does that, back and forth. And that movement, I did it with my hand, and that releases this guy when I've got the rods connected, and it releases the top one when I have the rods connected. So I'm gonna connect the rods, and then I'm gonna replace the handle. Okay, that plastic guy right there, that's the rod that goes up to the roof. There's one behind, you can kind of see it right there. That goes down to this one, and I just verified that they both work whenever I push that thing right there, whenever I push it back. So if I have a rod coming through for my new handle, it should push it back and open both of these things and let the door open. I'm gonna hook back up the power window, or the power locks, which is right there, but I'm never gonna use it. I don't know, maybe I won't hook it up, maybe I will. I don't know, in case it gets stuck in the lock position. We'll see. I have to hook up, that's the manual lock, I gotta put it through that hole. I don't know if it does anything, but I gotta at least hook it up for just in case. And then I can move on to hooking up these guys. Okay, because nothing is ever easy. You see that piece right there? There's a rod on the other end of the handle that pushes it. The rod that I have, I don't know, the handle and this piece that I have, it's not perfectly great for whatever reason. It seems like this piece needs to go up another couple inches, or an inch or so. The rod connects at this point. Let me show you. The rod, this is the back of the button. It does connect to that little metal piece, but it doesn't push it enough. And it's, when I originally installed it, it was slipping off of the top. up there. So I don't trust it to actually open the thing. And right now when I push it all the way from the button, you know, on the back side of the handle, it only opens the top one. It does not open the bottom. I have to actuate this little guy and push it that way with my hand to open the bottom. So, this sucks. And I don't know if that piece that I have there is any different from this piece. It's the same one. I mean, it would bolt in just like this. It bolts into the, you know, door, and then the rod should be pushing against this like this. And I don't know if this one's any taller or what, but I think what I'm gonna do is take all this stuff off, unbolt this guy. It's 3 bolts. They bolt in from right over here. So I think I'm gonna unbolt that. And I think I've got some like 1/4 inch or some plate that I can weld to the top of this to make it taller so that it doesn't, you know, slip off the top. But also I'm going to weld it on the front side of it so that it's going to give it a little increase. So when I push this, it's going to actuate it more, because there's basically going to be a plate welded on top of right here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Of course, it's never easy, but that's where we're at. Well, I forgot to record again. I blame it on these guys. But see if I can show you. Darn. Okay. Let's see. You see right there, I welded a piece of steel to extend it up higher, and I welded it on the front side of this little plate. So it's on this side, not this side. It's on this side, which spaces it out a little bit, just enough. I've pushed the handle and it unlocks both the bottom and the top. Now I reinstalled this guy. I don't know if it's perfectly adjusted, but I reinstalled it. And then I also installed the one on the top. So this is the moment of truth. I'm gonna shut the doors and then I'm gonna see if it works. Let's try to do it live. Ooh. Okay, that one is shut. I'm pretty sure I've done everything I needed. Oh! That did not shut. And now, keep in mind the doors are very dented. So I'm gonna mess around with this for a second and then I'll see if I can figure it out. Update, the limiting strap was sitting in the door jamb. So that might have been causing our issue for why it wouldn't shut. Let's try to do it live one more time. Huh. Weird. I mean, it doesn't open, but it didn't really shut that well. So let's see. Ooh, it opens with the button. My God. Ha ha ha. I know what I'm doing, somewhat. Okay, well, clearly not good enough, because there's a it's hard to pull on this and not shake the camera, but there's a big gap. So I need to move the latch back is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's no issues with the doors, that all works, but I need to move this guy back quite a bit and this guy back a little bit, and we'll see what that does. Okay, we have moved, you know, this guy. We've moved it in and now it works. Close that. Motorcycles, let them do their thing. Or lawnmower, whatever. No play. The door's shut. The door's open, which is nice. Very nice, very important. So that does it. Those are the rear doors. I'm gonna put the panel and all the coverings back on.